What's up, everyone? Kitty Clinical here with another video. I want to talk about how everybody's perfect on the internet. You watch all these videos on how to get straight A's, how to study efficiently, how to be perfect. You go on Facebook, you go on, I don't know, Twitter or X or whatever. You hear all these great stories of people showing off their beautiful houses, their success stories. You never hear about the bad parts of their life, because on the internet, we always talk positive. We always try to be positive. We strive to be positive. We try to guide people on how to be perfect, when in reality, there's no such thing as perfect. I am a practicing board certified physician. I'd like to think that I'm successful, that I, as they say, made it. But it wasn't easy. It wasn't a smooth ride to the top. In fact, I don't even think there is a top. There's always some amount of journey wherever you are in life. And it's important to understand that it's okay to fail. I failed. I didn't pass step 1 the first time. I failed. I had to take a year off to study again. And I passed, on the second try. I passed, which was great. But I failed the first time. And that hurts, especially when you are applying to residency. These programs, they look at that and they will choose the person who passed the first time over the person who passed the second time. So people always make these videos on how to be perfect, how to study, how to get straight A's, right? When in reality, you follow these rules, you follow their advice, you listen to your teachers, you listen to your guidance counselor or your whoever counselor it is, your dean, whatever, and you watch these tutorials on how to study, how to be perfect, and then you go and you take the test and you're not perfect. You find out that you didn't pass, even though you did all the right things. You followed all the advice that they gave you. So I think it's important to understand that in life, you're going to fail. You're not going to be perfect. And it's important to recognize that when you're on social media, people are only going to share their success stories. They're never going to share their failure stories, right? They're never going to talk about when they failed, how they failed, what went on in their mind when they failed. And I think that's really unfortunate, because in life, you're going to fail. And so people will make all these how-to videos on how to be successful. They never make a how-to video on what to do after you failed, right? You failed, and society tortures you. They punish you. And they give you no help when you fail. They don't. There's not a how-to video on how to unfail, on how to get a time travel machine, go back in time, retake the test, and try to pass the first time. Right? There's none of that. And I think it's important to at least have some sort of dialogue on what to do after you failed. So here's my dialogue on a little bit of what to do, and I'm going to make a series of videos just explaining kind of what I went through and what I did when I failed. It's tough. There is no easy answer. When you fail, it's okay to moan, to cry, to suffer for a bit, and to, as they say, go through a series of grief, right? You go through grief, you should seek help. You really should. I think that if you failed, you should have some sort of person to talk to, whether it's a professional, whether it's a best friend, whether it's a family member. It's important to have some sort of emotional support. It's also important to maybe get off of social media for a hot minute, because every time you go on social media, you go on Facebook, you see your feed, you see all these success stories, people buying $1 million houses, people becoming doctors, getting accepted to, Harvard Business School or whatever. You hear all these success stories, and it makes you sad. It makes you, to the point of depression. I'm sure there's a lot of people who are out there who have failed and developed major depressive disorder. And that's a really serious issue right now that isn't really getting as much attention as it should, honestly. So I would say try to seek help, try to zone out, try to like just avoid the superfluous amount of success stories that reminds you that you're not successful. Because you know what? You made it in this world. You're you got to the point where you are now because of your successes, because of your failures, because of your experiences. Life is not about 100% success. It's about human experience, and part of human experience, failure is part of human experience. So I hope this video gives you some idea of, that. And I'm going to be making a series of videos on that uh, experience of failure, what happened when I failed, what I did. And I hope it helps you. Excuse me. Excuse me. Got something caught in my throat. I hope that helps you out too. So please consider subscribing to my channel if you want to see more content like this. I'm kind of in the early stages. I haven't made videos on this channel in maybe over a year or two, but I want to share a little bit of my experience and hope that helps out. All right, see you later, everyone.